Morning to all my friends and family, well wishers and loved ones, all that tuning in to watch this word of encouragement today. I welcome you all. Today, I felt within my heart to share just on a word of encouragement, because I believe this encouragement will really help and touch somebody today. You know, many of us, this is something that many of us struggle with every day, especially if we are not spiritually mature, if we're not fully committed to God, if we're not fully surrendering everything to God, then this is something that many of us really struggle with. And I too truly struggled with it last year. But when you surrender all to God, you really truly see a difference. So today I'm just wanting to share a word of encouragement on overcoming financial struggles. And yeah, this is something that a lot of us deal with on a daily basis when we try to do things on our own. And truly, when you are trying to do things on your own and you're trying to make ends meet, maybe you're working 2 shifts, you're working double shifts, you're working overtime because you just want to try and make end things, but nothing is working. That is because you're doing it on your own accord and you're not allowing God to lead. And when we do allow Him to lead and we surrender all the time, we truly do see a difference. And this is something I experienced myself throughout last year. My family went through a lot of struggles, especially financially, and I was hardly ever home. I was just trying to work as many hours I could to make ends meet, but nothing was working. And then this year I said, Lord, I'm tired. I'm tired. I'm tired of crying. I'm tired of the tears. I'm tired of the pain. I'm tired of the stress. I'm tired of trying to make ends meet and nothing's working. I am now going to surrender everything fully unto you, Lord, and believe and trust in you that you will make a shift in my financial situation. And so I did that, even though sometimes there's a lot of fear that comes with it, and there is when we're trying to make sure that our rent is paid and our bills are paid, our children are taken care of. We have that fear that if we say, okay, Lord, take care of my finances, we always thought that we're doing things right on our own. So going and then saying, God, okay, it's like going to a budgeter. In this world today, people are always going about going to a budgeter. But, we don't need a budgeter when we have God. We just need to say to God, Lord, here is my finances, take control. God can do even way better than a budgeter. With budgeters, you still have stress, you still have worry, you still have fear. But when you have God, you have rest and you have peace. And that just takes us to a verse in Mark 11, 28 to 30, I believe it is. Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn from me, for I am gentle and humble in heart, and you will find rest for your souls. For my yoke is easy and my burden is light. And so this verse just highlights that surrendering to Jesus' leadership and learning from Him brings rest and relief from the heavy burdens of life. And so just as like I said, if we go through, the things of this world like a budgeter, we're not going to have rest and we're not going to have peace, because even though budgeters feel like they are there for a reason, and they are there for a reason, that's their job, they're not going to make us feel as easy as God will make us feel when we leave it unto Him. And I just want to truly share my experience that this year, when I said, okay, Lord, I'm surrendering all to you, I'm leaving it for you, and I'm not going to worry if I work 1 day a week. I'm not going to worry if I work 4 hours a week. I'm not going to worry what I work. Like over the last few months, I've hardly worked, but God has still, I've been happier than I ever have. God is still providing and making a way. And I've seen so many shifts and changes, not only in our financial situation, but within things around our home. And that, so that is just surrendering it to God. It is scary. And, many might watch this video and be like, how? Like, how do you know? How do you believe? Or how do you trust that your rent will be paid? That you'll have money for your bills? Because when we trust and believe in God, that is what he does. That is what he is capable of. Nothing is impossible with God. What is impossible in the eyes of men is possible with God. And so this year, when I decided to say, Lord, I'm surrendering it all to you. I want you to take complete control. I'm not going to stress or worry anymore. I just want to find rest and peace in you. I have seen so many times where, I now find it hard to spend. I was a spender. Like, I love spending, and we loved takeaways, and we had a Monday night takeaway night, and we had Friday night takeaway night, and takeaways here, takeaways there, and I just love spending. I didn't have a conscience, or my conscience was not worried about what I was spending or how much I was spending. But since surrendering to God and saying to God, take care of my finances, when I come across something that I'm like, oh, thinking of buying it, then my conscience really disturbs me, and I'm like, okay, God, yeah, I hear you. This is not necessary. I'm going to leave it. So when you surrender to God, he really will disturb you. When you come across something you think you want, but you don't need, God is going to disturb you in your conscience. Say, do you need that? Amara, do you need that? Mary, do you need that? Jessica, do you need that? He's really going to disturb you in your spirit, and that will help you to know that, oh, I don't need that. I can save that money. Also, even giving to God, it can be hard at times. I struggled with that a lot because I was trying to make sure that everything was taken care of in the home. But, we know that even if you have 10 cents left in your wallet, 20 cents left in your wallet, $1 left in your wallet, God doesn't look at the amount that you put in there. As long as you are giving something, that is what matters. And, I started doing that this year. I know that we are supposed to put 10%, but sometimes if we don't have that left by Sunday, giving something is better than just going to church and walking away. And so I started just putting what I could put there. And I've truly seen what God can do. And so I'm just encouraging someone today. Lay all your finances unto God, your burden, even if it's not a financial situation, but something else. When you completely trust in God and not on men, you will see the peace within you. You will see the rest that you have. You'll see the calmness within you. God truly can change a situation around. And sometimes we struggle to believe and understand that. We struggle to think it's even possible, because we have, maybe for years you have been carrying so much burden. Maybe for years you've been crying. Maybe for years you've been in so much pain. So it's really hard when people continue to tell you, if you completely leave it for God, if you completely surrender to him, all is going to be okay. But I am here to testify this morning that it is possible. God is the God of possibilities. When we surrender all to him and allow him to take complete control and fully submit to him, he is going to direct you. He's going to lead you. He's going to guide you in every situation that you're going through, even in a financial situation. Just like I said, now if I imagine buying something, if I'm disturbed in my conscience, I know God is telling me, Amara, you do not need that. So today, once again, I'm just here to encourage anybody that is going through something. Surrender all to God. This is the time to surrender all to God. You see the things that is happening around this world today. It's not by mistake. This is what it says in the Bible. These things are going to happen when end time is coming. You don't know when it could be tomorrow, next week, next year. And where do you imagine you will go, where you'll be? Because you're still living in the world of these things. You're still living a life of natural things of this world. Not allowing God to take control. Not doing what he put you here to do. When we take things on ourselves, that is when we're not doing what God has called us here to do. We just want to do things as we do. We want to do things as we think is right. But nothing is right in the eyes of men. So this morning, I just encourage anyone, truly encourage, if you're going through something, surrender to God. You will see the changes. You will see the shift in your situation. You will see what God would do for you. That is my word of encouragement this morning. May you all be blessed and take care. God bless.